Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Thomas. Today we're back here with another round of Mystery Files. This will be the last one of the season. The vampiric attacks of the Beast of Bladenboro? Bladenboro. We'll go with that, because I'm not sure how you pronounce it. Oh, yep, I guess a European chupacabra, I think? Yeah. I'm actually kind of curious to see where this Bladenboro is going, so let's see what's going on. Be sure to like, subscribe for more. Hope you enjoy. Here we go.
Welcome to Mystery Files, where we take a deep dive into cases that span from the creepy to the truly bizarre and everything in between. I'm Shane, and today I'll be forcing my colleague Ryan to hear all about the strange case of the Beast of Bladenboro.
Oh, Bladenboro.
In the end, you'll have to decide if the mystery is solved or if it's simply a mystery.
Where is this taking place in? Oh, I'm curious. Oh, anywho, let's check it out. That's the weasel. That's mongoose, right? The weasel. Here we go.
I don't know what I'm more intrigued by, the Beast or a town that's named Bladenboro.
Bladenboro.
That sounds pretty cool.
Because it's got bleed in it.
Yeah. A lot of cryptids in this season, huh?
Well, a lot of cryptids in this life, I mean,
I guess Jeff is not really a...
Watch what you say about Jeff.
Jeff got
Guys,
shot.
still here?
Jeff did get fucking marked.
Oh god. Look out. Alright, let's start the attacks.
In 1953, the 790 citizens of Bladenboro, North Carolina lived
Oh,
without
you say
fear of the
chupacabra, okay.
wildlife that filled the surrounding swamps. A peaceful coexistence with the river otters, bears, and water snakes. Until December 29th, when one woman heard her neighbor's dogs barking and whimpering. As she went to investigate, she was terrified as a large, cat-like creature slunk away into the dark.
Don't you hurt that dog.
Don't you hurt those dogs.
I'll kill this beast myself.
What if it was the little pee-pee man whimpering out there? Oh.
The pee-pee man cannot be vanquished.
What does he do when he gets scared? He's like,
He does do that. He gives his legs real long. No, he uses his pee-pee powers to hypnotize them.
2 days later, Bladenboro Police Chief Roy Force was called out to a farm where a sickening sight awaited him. Two of the farmer's dogs had been killed and drained of blood. Over the next several days, a rash of dog mutilations took place. Now,
What the fuck?
I just want to say, we here at Watcher
this
do
is
not
messed
endorse mutilating dogs.
Please
Those are just pictures of dogs laying down that we blurred out. These are not dead dogs. But imagine them mutilated. Really start.
I'd like to not to. I'd like to not.
Thank God for not putting that on the slide.
It's like the end of Where the Red Fern Grows. Anybody ever read that one?
Anybody touches my dog, they're gonna taste the cold steel of my katana.
Oh, damn.
You have a katana?
Okay. Decades later, Johnny Voss recounted when the attacks came to his doorstep. He said, quote, "Killed one dog at 10:30 and left it lying there. My dad wrapped the dog up in a blanket.
Yeesh.
That thing came back and got that dog, and nobody's seen the dog since."
They just left it out there?
Maybe they were gonna like bury it the next day. You don't want to bring that into the house. It's probably all.
Well, it came back for the same dog.
To-go order, and then the beast took it and just like was like, "Oh, sweet, you did my work for me."
I don't want your sweet Vinny Man or my sweet Obi Man being killed by a beast.
No.
But if the beast killed it,
It would never happen with my Vinny Man because I have a katana.
right? But I'm saying if the beast did kill your pee-pee man, I would at least put the body out to just be like, well, I don't want it to go to waste.
This could only happen in the universe where I don't have a katana.
Right, and that is not this universe because Ryan does have a katana and he does use it.
You don't want to hear that thing talk.
At 1:30 in the morning, it came back. It killed the other dog and took off. We found it 3 days later in a hedgerow. The top of one of the dog's heads was torn off and its body was crushed and wet like it had been in that thing's mouth. The other dog's lower jaw was torn off.
Jesus.
Yeah. Oh, trigger warning.
This is messed up.
People with dogs.
Thanks for saying that after the paragraph of the dog's head was ripped off.
Yeah. Just don't picture it,
jaw,
okay?
too?
You know, we didn't put a picture of it.
the hell?
Just described it in
Just
crazy.
don't picture it. Now,
Too
with
late.
its penchant.
Like, what the hell? So it's lower jaw of one dog and the head of another? The hell kind of jaw strength does that beast have? What? Okay. I'm not saying anything else because I don't want to offend anyone else, so we're just gonna keep moving before I just put foot in mouth.
For draining its victims of blood, Chief Four said there was
Javelin
a
vampire.
vampire aspect of the animal. Trying to track this vampiric beast, Fours hit the swamps with 3 coonhounds. And despite hitting onto a scent, the hounds refused to follow the trail.
They heard through the grapevine what happened to the
Yeah,
other
they're
guy.
like,
Fuck that.
I ain't dealing with that beast. I want to
I like
live.
my dogs with the heads on.
That's how
Personally.
Personally, that's just me though.
By January 4th, at least 7
blame him.
dogs had fallen victim to this creature. With the town on edge, Mrs. C.E. Kinlaw wasted no time checking on her neighbor's dogs when she heard whimpering. Stepping out, she saw the murderous monster 3 doors down the dirt street. Spotting her, the animal charged. Hearing his wife's shrieks of terror, Mr. Kinlaw came out with his shotgun, scaring the wretched beast away. Seems fun to have a shotgun to just sort of
Yeah,
like,
that's usually how you respond. Like, oh no, you don't.
But if you have a katana, it's also equally scary when it comes out of the sheath.
If we ever teamed up, I could have a shotgun, you could have your katana.
That's right.
Oh yeah,
We could go
he
back to
range.
back.
You
We'll
go
do
for the
noise
front
at the
line.
same time.
Watch your back though. I feel like
It's
you
good.
good.
After the attack on Mrs. Kinlaw, E.V. Butler, who was
Butler
a young
time.
boy during the attacks, remembered, quote,
Mm-hmm.
nighttime was the feared time around these parts. As the sun set, the entire community on the west side of town went indoors and didn't come out unless necessary. Now, this
Damn.
created some unexpected problems. As Butler explained, quote, we didn't live in the town limits at that time, and
boy.
almost everyone had an outdoor privy. To supplement the outside convenience, most houses had a thunder jug, a big jug that could be used
Thunder
at night
jug?
and emptied into the privy during the day.
Ew.
That jug got plenty of use during the scare. End quote.
They call it the jug you take a dump into.
Thunder
the
jug?
Thunder jug.
Oh my God.
I don't doubt from here on out, every time we finish lunch
Oh,
around the
that's
office,
funny.
you're gonna be like, "Ah, all right, well, I'm gonna go pay this to the thunder jug.
That's right.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
that's
go pay
actually
my
kinda
respects
funny.
to that thunder jug.
A mere week since the first reports of the beast
bears.
with thunder jugs
That is
fudged up
saber-tooth
to the brim
tiger.
and fur baby bodies piling up, Chief Fours and Mayor Woodrow Bob Fussell reached out for help. On January 5th, the Morning Star ran the explosive headline, quote, Vampire charges woman. It went on to detail the attacks and the terror that had gripped
Large
Bladenboro.
marauding
The story
cats.
latched onto the public's fascination,
Yeah,
not just throughout the
I can see that.
Carolinas, but the entire nation. By 3 o'clock that afternoon, the town was flooded with reporters from the New York Times, Chicago Tribune, and many more. Veteran service station operator Jabe Fink recounted crowds would get together before going on a hunt. According to reports, nearly 700 hunters showed up to help rid Bladenboro of their beast.
Oh, surely nothing could go wrong with a bunch of people with shotguns in the dark.
700 folks.
shotguns out in the night.
Yeah, just
Walking around with guns.
Like on the ready, waiting for a twig to snap.
Just the slightest bit of
You couldn't pay me to be in that hunting party.
The streets were
That's a
empty
whoopsie.
at night, except for people with shotguns and pistols. One group was a fully armed pack of frat bros from UNC Chapel Hill who wanted to mount the beast's head on their wall. Scary.
Is there a combination of
frat
words that's more
boys?
scary than fully armed pack of frat bros?
No, absolutely not. I shudder. I shudder at the thought.
A gaggle of white
That
claws
does
out
not
there
sound
up to no
good.
Oh boy.
I don't like it.
Yeah,
When one group was
duck
hunting,
cover
their
at that
dog was
point.
dragged screaming into the swamps. It was screaming. It was going, help me!
That's a sight. That's quite the
I guess,
sight.
what does a dog scream? Just like a whimper? A
yeah,
yowl?
probably whimpering.
A yowl?
Yes. So I guess this beast really only likes dying.
Now, at this point, around a week since its first sighting, this vampire had taken the lives of 8 dogs, a family of kittens, and at least
Kittens?
one little lamb. What would you
Ouch.
be doing in this situation if this was you?
I'd be out there at night in front
Would
of
you
my
really?
house with a katana.
Would you actually?
Yes.
Would you want a team of people, or would you be out there solo?
Solo.
Would you cover yourself
Really?
in shit or piss to attract it?
I don't know
Don't
how
think
that.
that's gonna
Dog
work.
piss.
Oh.
Would
Would
you
you
like a
get
dog
your little
must
pee-pee man
feel
to
it.
do his pee-pee power
I'd just ring them out.
and then into a little Tupperware?
See you
and then-
fall into this
No, I
trap.
don't think I'd do
Did you
that.
say wring them out?
Yeah.
You'd wring the piss out of him?
Gotcha,
I don't
bitch.
think I'd do that.
But what
Nice.
were they looking for? From the sightings, they knew they were looking for something resembling a bear or a panther. That was dark in color,
Okay.
3 to 5 feet long, 20 to 30 inches high, 80 to 100 pounds.
Yeesh.
It had the face of a cat, dark, bushy fur, a long tail and fangs, and claws over 2 inches long.
I was expecting something bigger.
It's like a standard dog size almost.
That's not that much bigger than Vinny.
If it's something like a panther, they're very muscular.
That's right. They lift a lot of weights.
Yeah.
Any bullet points on the pecs?
They probably had pecs, yeah. Probably had some huge pecs.
Okay.
Yeah, I doubt you'll see it
You wanna
underneath
draw
her.
it with pecs?
Yeah, it's super scary.
Let me see. It looks like a dinosaur.
I'm
Brachiosaurus.
not a talented illustrator.
Before we get into the theories.
Hey!
Hey!
It's time.
It's the pee-pee man.
That's the pee-pee man. That's your
Vinny
Vinny
man with that
beloved
orange button.
Vinny.
Van Doodle.
We're gonna have a little fun here. We're gonna pit you against the likes of the Bladenboro Beast in a little game we're calling Cryptid Quest.
Cryptic Quest? Oh, this ought to be fun. Watch your step.
Now you, Ryan Bergara, are a resident of the quiet hamlet of Bladenboro. Whispers of a mysterious bloodthirsty beast have been heard around town, but one must carry on in the face of fear, especially when your sweet little Vinny, the pee-pee man himself, needs to be taken for a walk outside.
Look at his little hat.
You're halfway through your stroll in a desolate corner of the village when a chill runs down your spine. Something deep inside your being, primal and instinctual, is telling you that you and the pee-pee man are not alone. The sound of rustling in the bush pierces the silence, and you know the beast is near. Welcome to Cryptid Quest. In this encounter, you must first find the beast lurking in the darkness. You'll use your trusty flashlight to scan the environment, rolling to determine if you can spot its glowing eyes or hear its ominous growls, and hopefully kill it or scare it off. If you fail to do so in 5 attempts, you'll have one last chance to blast the beast to hell before it makes mincemeat out of the pee-pee man.
Oh, God.
But be careful, the beast is fast, and you'll need luck and skill to find it before it finds. We're gonna let you choose your weapon. Now, initially we had this as a shotgun and a sniper rifle, but we're gonna change one to a katana. Now, if you choose the katana, that'll give you a +10 to find the monster and give you a +10 damage. If you choose the sniper rifle, you'll get a +5 to your finding ability, but deliver a whopping 20 damage. We'll each start with 50 HP. And for this first round, I'll roll evasive rolls for the beast. That's a D20 +10, and then you'll roll your D20 plus your weapon modifier. And if you spot the beast for a moment, you'll deal whatever your damage is.
All right. I'm going to choose katana because I
Oh,
like
you're
guns.
sticking
Choose
katana.
and that's going to be 10
This will be fun.
damage points. We'll both begin with 50 HP, and by say us
right,
both,
50.
I'm not the beast, okay? I'm just playing for the beast. Okay. I want Vinny to remain okay, but we're keeping him up here so you remember what you're playing for, because if you lose, he's dead.
He's a funny guy, though.
He is a funny guy. Look at this funny guy. We're gonna do these introductory 5 rounds where you're gonna try and find and get some hits on the beast. If you kill the beast in those 5 rounds, incredible, great work. Now, if you don't and the beast remains after those 5 rounds, he'll lash out with a gnarly swipe, and we'll see if you can stop him once and for all.
I feel confident.
So this is how it's gonna work. You're out there, you've got your flashlight. I'm gonna roll an evasive roll for the beast. And then you're gonna roll with your D20 +10, and if you outroll me, then you're gonna do damage.
All right, here we go.
So I'm gonna roll first. I've only rolled a 4, so +10, that's gonna be 14.
It's a 19.
A 19! Oh,
29.
You spot the beast from behind a shrub, and yes, you give him just a little poke with your katana.
That's right. And he goes, ooh!
He goes, ooh! And that's gonna be 10 damage, so that's gonna be knocking him down to 40. I'm gonna roll again. This time it's a 19 for me +10, that's gonna be 29 for me. You gotta beat a 19.
Ooh, this is gonna suck.
Damn it, that was a 16.
Okay, he's eluded you on round 2. Round 3, I've rolled a 12, that's gonna be a 22 for me. You gotta beat 12.
16 again.
16,
Yes!
you deal another 10 damage.
Yeah! Get him, Ryan, get him! Save the pee-pee man!
His left pec.
Oh, God.
And then the second time I cut off his right pec.
So he's peckless.
He's nippleless.
Damn.
His nipples are on the ground, and I'm holding him up to his face. Going,
I got you!
Okay, you're knocking some HP off. He's
Yeah, you're
struggling
good.
a little.
and
Okay,
I laugh like that as I do it.
that's gotta hurt mentally, you know. Okay, here we go. Round
Next.
4. That's gonna be a 20.
Oh, shit.
Oh, nat
I'm rolling
20.
Pretty good. 14, I'm rolling pretty decent.
Okay, so he
Yes.
eluded you last one. Last chance here. It's gonna be an 18.
Jesus Christ! Well, that one I rolled a 6. That's not good.
Okay, so
that's-
he eluded you for that one.
No
Okay,
dice.
you have failed to spot the beast in these 5 rounds.
I spotted him 2 times!
Yes, but you didn't spot him enough. The beast has you cornered, and it's now or never. Now he's attacking you in an effort to get to your sweet boy. He wants to knock you out of the equation.
You can try.
He's gonna deal 5d10 sneak attack damage to you because he caught you unawares.
Yeah.
And that's going to be 26 damage to you,
Jesus.
knocking you down to 24 health.
How can he get so much damage for his one strike? I strike
It's
him.
the beast, Ryan.
I cut his nipples off.
That's the beast. That's how he works.
I should have cut his balls off. That's what I should have done.
Now you're maimed and bleeding, but you're a big boy.
That's right.
You can take it, and all hope is not lost because you suddenly recall that in your back pocket is the rocket launcher that your grandfather gave you back in 1998.
That's
A
right.
rocket
It's
launcher?
right in my back pocket.
That's
That's
right.
a tiny rocket launcher.
As the beast lunges at you and continues to swipe, you'll have the chance to blast it into smithereens, but you'll have to roll a nat 20.
What?
What?
If you roll a 20,
That's the only way I survive
win?
is I have to
kill
roll
him
a
once
20?
and for all. And meanwhile, he's going to be swiping at you with just a 1d10 damage on every turn. You can do it.
Bullshit.
You can do it. And if you do
Yeesh.
it, you'll
This
feel
seems
so
a-
good.
that's a little overboard, huh?
You know what? Since he just swiped at you, I'll let you go first.
Fuck. 16.
What'd you get? 16? Okay. That's not going to do anything to the beast.
Dang
The
it.
rocket launcher is not working. It's old.
Yeah.
Your grandfather gave it to you.
Yeah.
It's from a real long time ago.
Damn
so
you,
it's
Grandpa.
kinda rusty.
Hey,
Okay.
Grandpa.
The beast swipes at you. And that's going to be 6 damage, knocking you down to 18.
Fuck. 10.
10?
Damn it.
Again?
That's just fucking horrible.
I gotta roll a nat 20?
You threw a
That's-
katana in the bushes for the rocket launcher. This is all your fault.
Oh, I didn't realize I had to
Didn't
roll
have a
nat
choice.
20.
He
That's-
swipes again. It's a 10. You're down to 8.
Fuck.
This may be your last chance, but let's see.
For the Vinny Man. Oh, fuck. That's a 4.
He takes another swipe. It's a 4. Okay, you've still got 4 left, Ryan. You could still do this. Do it for the
This is
PP
gonna
man.
suck.
PP!
7.
You're not doing it
No.
for the PP man. The beast lunges at you once more. And
done.
it's a 10.
Unbelievable.
That's a 10.
That
Game was
sucks.
loaded.
The beast leaps from the darkness and slams into your chest, knocking you prone. With the sound of a clunking bowling ball, your noggin bonks against the
Oof.
concrete, and as your
the
consciousness
puppy.
fades, you see the Beast of Bladenboro go to work on your poor, helpless Vinny.
No!
Lights out.
Dude.
That's unbelievable.
Rip to a real one. And he's here saying, "Why, Papa, why?"
I'm sorry, Vinny. If this was real life, though, that katana, I would have prevailed.
Really makes you hate the Beast of Bladenboro, though, huh?
I already hated the beast. He beheaded 8 dogs.
But now it's personal.
It was always personal, but yes, now it's even more personal.
Now,
Now
let's
we
get
can
into
go
the
theories.
theories.
That's a bit shame to give him the option. Like, do you want to keep the katana or do you want to use an RPG? You gotta roll the nat 20. Like, even if I was there, I think I would have been like, can I just keep my katana? I don't need the rocket launcher. Sheesh. Anyway. Alright.
So what was this ferocious feline striking fear into the fair folks in Bladenboro?
A murderer, a monster, killed my precious Vinny,
That son of a bitch.
and I will have my vengeance.
All right, well, let's speculate, shall we? Theory 1. Panthers. Yes, as anyone who's ever been mauled to death in Red Dead Redemption 2 will tell you, when America was first explored, panthers, as large as 7.5 feet long and 2.5 feet tall, were found from across the continent, from southern Canada all the way down to the southern tip of Chile. Now, panthers were not afraid of humans, preferring to live in close proximity to people as long as they had food, water, shelter, and an escape route. With a dwindling food supply and deforestation of its natural habitat, by the early 20th century, panthers became exceedingly rare throughout North Carolina. Now, between 1937 and 1993, people reported seeing 121 adult panthers and 17 kittens, but all of them were unverifiable. Do we have any googly eyes? This is my thing this season, remember, I want to put, oh, thank you, that'll be good. Thank you, Brittany. This is important for me personally.
That's pretty funny, actually.
That's good, right?
Yeah.
That makes it more fun. Now, a multi-year analysis to find the animal was conducted, and in 2018, the Carolina panther was determined to have gone extinct. At this point, it's been over a century since the last verified Carolina panther lurked across the land. Still, the Smoky Mountain National Park receives a handful of reports every year claiming to have seen a panther. Over his 30 years working in the park, supervisory wildlife biologist Bill Silver has seen everything from emus to little capuchin monkeys. Now, when he gets a report of a panther, he says, quote, and Ryan, I think you'll like this, "I never tell people they didn't see what they think they saw, but we don't have any hard evidence."
Sounds just like from your mouth.
He sounds like a good guy. This seems to me like it could be
Perfectly plausible.
plausible, right?
Yeah,
There's
plausible.
precedent.
Could be just
like that they have been in this area.
a long
so it's
forgotten
not crazy.
panther
It's not
that
crazy
just
to
got
think
out
Bigfoot
there.
mauled them.
I think that's a good theory.
I think so.
Let's move on to the next one. Theory 2.
that seal.
A carnival animal. One resident said, quote, "We thought at one time there was a carnival that came through town, and it was some type of wild, exotic animal that got out," which is exactly what one man thought he had hit with his car in Bladenboro. As they examined its body, it turned out that it was an ocelot, seen here. Sort of a little leopard-like kitty cat. It was an ocelot that was
it was
known to
black.
have escaped a show in nearby
Dark fur,
Lumberton,
you know?
North Carolina,
Like,
just
don't think
months
it's the
before.
ocelot.
He believed this was the beast, but others were not quite convinced it could cause the carnage left in the beast's wake.
What the hell's an ocelot?
They almost look like a little leopard.
It looks like a leopard.
I think they're smaller than leopards.
I've seen this theory enough times to be like, what are you doing with these carnival animals? Why can't you keep track of them?
I mean,
Yeah,
carnivals are
that's
not
definitely
known,
a,
especially
what
in
the
the
heck you
1950s.
doing?
I'm sure they weren't great at,
Keeping them?
yeah.
Ours,
It
but
feels
accurate.
like every time we have one of these cryptid things, it's like, oh, there was a carnival in town, and guess what? They couldn't keep their animals
Yeah.
in the cage.
That happens, you know. When we were in the UK for Ghost Files, remember those horses running through the streets?
That's right, I do remember that.
That was crazy.
That was crazy.
London, horses,
England.
wild in the street.
guess
Animals are clever. Okay, we're moving
All right,
on to
next one,
theory
three.
3, and I think you're gonna like this one, Ryan. A
Bobcat.
You don't like those one bit. On January 13th, Bladenboro hoped that the reign of terror had come to an end when local Luther Davis produced the body of a 25-pound bobcat that had fallen into his trap. Exhibiting signs of rabies, Davis put a bullet into its brain and dragged its carcass to the center of town.
It's
Drag
right
a
between the
carcass
eyes.
into town? Oh, I killed a little cat.
Yeah, that's
Check it out,
great.
everybody.
That's
Bobcats
crazy,
are,
dude.
I mean, even 25 pounds, I guess that's pretty big, but bobcats are, they're sweet.
You need to drag it in.
They do little jumps. They sort of do little jumps. They got those funny tails.
Yeah, I guess like he wanted to do like his Jaws moment where he like
Maybe?
captures the beast, but it's kind of just sad.
Yeah.
You get rabies,
Yeah,
there's not much they
wasn't
can
there
do
like
for you. Even as a human.
If you get your
You know, actually, speaking of Jaws, there was that scene in the film, the first one, by the way, where they thought they got the shark, but due to the bite radius, size of the mouth, wasn't him. They had to go find that great white shark. Sorry, I just reminded of the bit they did in, like, Dead Meat. It was like, bite radius. And it goes, what? Every time. Sorry, it's just reminded me of that. Anyway.
your shots, you can survive as a human, but if you don't get them within, I think, a handful of hours, it's one of the worst
screwed.
deaths you can experience.
There's no curing it either once it takes hold.
Hanging its body on a pole in front of Fussel's movie theater, cars lined the streets to get a
The beast
look
is dead!
and take a
No,
picture
please.
with the beast. But when people saw it, some couldn't believe it. This cute little feller was the beast? This little guy right here? Look at this little fella. Now, Mindy Stinner of the Conservators
Got it.
Center in North Carolina said, quote, "I just cannot imagine a bobcat killing an adult coonhound-sized dog unless it was a freak thing. And it certainly wouldn't have happened over and over again. Something that
true.
would have been
And
able
to get-
to
don't
kill a
forget
dog
that.
probably would have had to be cougar-sized or larger." Not even Fussell was fully convinced, as he told one paper, "I just hope this is it. If not, I just hope the other one starts down the road and keeps on going." Let's move on to theory 4. Theory 4.
Or, got the big boy.
Now, after the bobcat was killed, the mysterious attacks came to an end, for a time. Now, all remained calm until December of 1954, when 5 hogs were mysteriously mutilated and killed. Look at these little hogs. Nobody should kill any
poor
hogs.
piggy.
Now, like the earlier attacks, there was no blood found in the sty. All of the pigs were badly mangled and gnawed on. Now, people are saying that these animals have been drained of blood.
Yes.
I feel like people say that a lot when it comes to cryptid stuff.
They do, always with the draining of the
Do
blood.
we believe that always?
Maybe it's
I'm
just
always
much
curious about that
easier to
one.
drain things of blood than we know.
Entirely possible, or are just people embellishing
Missing the
a
blood?
bit?
Perhaps that too.
Yeah.
Or very easy to drain blood. You never know.
Days later, a dog believed to be named Big Boy was killed.
Big boy.
Oh, that was sad. Now, a cross between
boy,
a
though.
red bone hound and a German police dog, Big Boy was known for being vicious and having a taste for blood on account of his raw meat diet. And as it happened, Big Boy had escaped just before the killings began. Mindy Stinner, once again, said, quote, a lot of really horrible animal killings can actually be attributed to packs of dogs running wild. Sometimes dogs that have been taken hunting and don't come back pack up in the wild on their own.
Oh, Jesus.
So sort of feral dogs just start roaming around together.
Cannibal
Yeah, that
dogs.
does not sound
Now, a
good.
local veterinarian, Dr. Baird, was asked if Big Boy could be the beast. He said it was, quote, very feasible.
I don't like dogs killing other dogs.
They do it, though.
It's scary.
Yeah, it's true.
What kind of dog would kill Vinny, do you think?
No dog.
No dog. What kind of dog would Vinny like to kill?
Vinny doesn't kill, but no dog would kill Vinny because I have my katana.
You would kill 1,000 dogs if you
would.
had to.
I would have to.
You would behead them.
I would probably tackle them first, but then if they kept going,
Yep, bye-bye.
On to our last
All right, last
theory.
one.
You ready, Ryan? Here we go. It was
The vampire cat.
cat.
all right.
hell?
Nice. Now, here we go.
Yes, while many searched for an answer within the known animal kingdom, others have their doubts. One resident said, quote, that's all they said, a big cat or a big dog, but I never believed either one. Multiple packs of dogs attempted to track the beast, only to lose the scent. Now, Paul Decker explained, quote, the tracking dog's failure to pick up a scent may be explained by it being simply an animal they've had no exposure to. Well, whatever it is, it may still be stalking North Carolina. Some other cryptid media claims that in 2006, 60 goats were found with blood drained in Lexington. But our research shows there is no verifiable documentation to back this up. Now I want to say that's the Mystery Files difference. There's a lot of like little wiki articles out there.
Yeah,
that are like,
yeah.
They found 60 goats.
That's right.
With the blood drained.
Sucked dry, look
We
like raisins.
trawled the internet looking for this. We could not find any reputable sources or news articles about
I'm not
this.
even
evidence
sure
of
what's
sucking.
causing that.
You
Sorry.
can't jump to conclusions about these things, folks. If in fact that did happen, here lies 60 goats RIP.
Fair enough.
That's a cause for concern.
Yeah, I think so.
60 blood-drained goats, very similar to our old pal,
Chupacabra.
the Choopster.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Now decades into living with the attacks, lifelong Bladenboro resident Herman Hester said, quote, I really don't know what the beast was. What do you think?
I think theory one.
I think theory one too.
I mean, they're like, hey,
Yeah, it
this
does
big
seem
ass
plausible.
beast looks like a panther. This
I mean,
area
there are
had
panthers
panthers
there,
in the
so
past.
it
We
could have
haven't
been
seen one
panther.
in a while, but I don't know if it's a panther. It's a beast. And
A panther-like quality.
I'd be like, I think
It's
that's
doing the things a panther would do. Look, we're not biologists or zoologists or whatever the fuck, okay? We're just two guys in a basement having fun.
Just have fun.
That's right.
And I'll tell you what, for our money, it's a panther, baby.
I think it's a panther.
It's
A
a panther,
panther.
baby.
Well,
Now today, Bladenboro embraces its monster with their annual Beast Fest. Hosted by Boost the Boro, their mission is to encourage a spirit of collaboration to grow, prosper, and improve the quality of life for its citizens. And they do it by ritualistically mangling a dog every year.
No, they don't.
No, they don't. I was just
okay,
kidding.
good. Thank God.
Now, former Mayor Fussell mused years later, quote, as to what's out there, a little publicity never hurt a small town. It was, quote, 10% real, 90% imagination. But host of Beast Fest, Don White, pushed back, stating, quote, there are people today who claim their brothers, fathers, aunts, and uncles remember it vividly. There are people around now who claim they still see something that appears to be that, a cat-like creature. As recently
Yeah, it just
as
sounds like they're just
2014,
getting
people
caught
have
up in
reported vampiric attacks, leaving their dead dogs drained of blood. But with no clear culprit, the curiosity surrounding this cat cannot be killed, as this case remains a panther. Or a mystery. What a tale.
Yeah.
What a tale. And we agree that it's a panther.
Hey, we end the season on a high note. We agree
Yay!
on one.
Isn't that nice?
Whether or not we're right is up for you to decide.
Yeah, we believe we're right. And that's enough for us.
That's right.
Thanks for
That's-
joining
that's
us here in the
Something's going on. Why? Sorry about that. So yeah, there's all that. I don't know if that's actually what was going on with the Panther or something else. Whatever that is. Who knows? Anyway, till next time, thanks for watching. See ya.